But I was victimized by a guy that was strung out on something, could have been meth, he was jerking around as he was walking toward me with his buddy. And
gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay, but it took a while.
Ana Kasparian absolutely blasts the left on the Glenn Beck show. Let's see what Ana Kasparian has to say.
In my neighborhood, as I was walking my dog.
Oh my gosh.
And it was awful. I mean, I've talked about it multiple times. And look, I don't want to put myself in this position of being like this victim who's looking for empathy, but it is the moment where something very scary happened to me. And
why did that?
It wasn't just that had happened to me. It was the reaction I received from a faction of the left, okay? The social justice left, if you want to call it that, who think that, in some cases, the criminals are actually the victims and the victims are the criminals. Like, it's insane. And I don't know how big this faction is, but they're loud enough to push me away completely. And so it wasn't that had happened to me. It was the reaction of the left and how they were far more concerned with me talking about it because they felt that was stigmatizing the homeless community. I have never gone out of my way to say negative things about homeless people. I mean, people who are living out on the streets are, in a lot of cases, victims who need help, right?
Yes.
But I was victimized by a guy that was strung out on something, could have been meth, he was jerking around as he was walking toward me with his buddy. And
gosh, I'm so sorry. I didn't.
Yeah,
I'm sorry.
It's okay. It's okay. But it took a while for me to get over that because I still have to walk my dog. And so multiple times a day, I literally have to think about that incident. And so I thought maybe it would help to talk about it. And then when I did talk about it, I totally regretted it because I was shocked at the way people reacted to me. But what that moment taught me was some of the characteristics of the quote unquote left that I thought were good, right? Like the kindness, the open-mindedness, the, willingness to go out of your way to look out for people who need help, like that kind of stuff. There's a portion of the left that has shed those characteristics. They've taken on a more nihilistic approach to things. And they don't even believe in reforms. They just believe that everything about every political system, every program we have, every institution we have is just worthless and we need to burn it all down. Okay. So that nihilistic nature, I think, leads to a lot of really bad ideas and terrible behavior online. And that's pushing people out, pushing people away. And you look at places like Los Angeles, for instance, right? Or Cook County, which is where Chicago is. I paid very close attention to Cook County and what the election results were going to be in Cook County because you have an influx of migrants going to Chicago, right? You have a lot of anger among the Black community in Chicago because they've been nickel and dimed by their local government.
It's crazy.
And at the same time, their mayor, Brandon Johnson, is doling out the cash for migrants and justifying it. And so they're angry. And so I'm watching all of this happen and I'm just like, Democrats need to wake up because more and more voters feel like they're being abandoned by the Democratic Party, economically speaking. And everyone got mad at me. Everyone's like, oh, you're anti-immigrant. I'm not anti-immigrant. I'm not anti-immigrant.
Immigrants built this country.
Yes, my parents are immigrants.
Yes.
Okay, I am not anti-immigrant. But I do have a problem with the Biden administration neglecting the border, pretending like there wasn't a migrant crisis at all, allowing these municipalities to be inundated with migrants without any federal resources to deal with the problem. And what? We're going to pretend like that's not going to cause electoral harm? Of course it is. So when you look...
Yeah, the thing is, it is a vocal minority. It's a very loud and vocal minority. But the thing is that for a long time, the majority of the people in power played up to that minority. They absolutely agreed with that minority and played it up. The thing is, I'm trying to think if it's the vocal minority that influenced the majority, that influenced the Democrats or the liberals, or if it was the other way around, if the liberals influenced the minority. Because the thing is that you had Democrats absolutely echoing what they're saying. Like, they're the ones that got it into these lefties' heads that, oh yeah, Republicans are just hateful toward illegal immigrants and that they're gonna like pull them for homes, put them in cages, all these things. And so is it any wonder that this minority that Anna's talking about was influenced by the majority, like by the people that actually are higher up, that actually matter? Because the thing is too is that even when this vocal minority acts irrational or goes crazy, the thing is that the people in charge do absolutely nothing to disavow it. See, on the right, if there's like some kind of right-wing extremist that does something terrible, people on the right disavow it. Like they're quick to disavow and say this is horrible, that's wrong. The left isn't like that. If someone on the left does something horrible, the louder people absolutely support it. They support it, or at the very least, they don't come out and disavow it. So so even if it is a vocal minority, it makes it seem like all the people on the left are like this. And especially when you have people like Ana Kasparian who goes against what the left is saying, she gets kicked out, or other people like her get kicked out because they're not accepting of any type of dissent. So Anna and Cenk and all of them, they keep saying, well, that's not us. That's just a vocal minority. I don't think it's just a vocal minority. I mean, it is a vocal minority, but I think that's just the ideology, Anna. I think the ideology that you helped to promote for all of these years, that's what you were a part of. And you absolutely helped to spread all of this stuff. So now that you're kind of seeing reality, you're seeing the consequences of things that you helped to push. And now that you're speaking out against it because you're seeing the negative effects firsthand through your life experience, well, now you're getting kicked out. But the people who are getting kicked out for dissenting, they need to realize soon that it's not just this vocal minority. That's the ideology. That's how the ideology is. But what do you guys think about this? Sound off in the comment section below. Subscribe to my channel if you enjoy content like this. And if you do enjoy content like this, I got a whole bunch more goodies for you on the screen for you to click on and enjoy.